Namaste. Welcome to Rise Up Yoga. I'm Ashley. I'd like to begin today's practice by honoring the roots of yoga and all of the yogis from India who brought us the practice that we benefit from today. I thank my teachers, April and Echo, as well as all the teachers of yoga. I'd also like to acknowledge the indigenous Seminole territory on which I am practicing here in Florida. As we deepen our awareness through the practice of yoga, I invite you to learn about the history of the earth that you're practicing on. And if you're in North America, I encourage you to acknowledge the native peoples who are the original stewards of this land. In doing so, may we open up paths towards reconciliation and the healing of injustice. With that being said, we'll get today's practice started so you can find your way to a comfortable seat on your mat, and I'll meet you there. Today's practice is all about nourishing our physical bodies and how we can utilize our connection to our bodies to heal and deepen our relationship with the earth. We are all so vastly interconnected and intertwined with one another. And this means that as we learn to care for our bodies, our homes, we begin to open paths for us to learn how to nurture our earth home as well. So I invite you to notice through today's practice what is being unearthed for you as we move through a really rooting and synergizing flow that will work to guide you into deeper connection with the wisdom that is held within your body. We'll begin today's practice in a toe squat, so you can find your way onto your shins, tuck your toes, and then bring your hips towards your heels. That's one variation. Otherwise, you can bring your palms down towards the earth in front of you for a second variation that's a little bit less intense on the ankles. So whichever one you choose, just begin to relax through your body. So softening out through the shoulders, letting any tension in the quads, the toes, the jawline, and forehead to just melt away. I encourage you to soften your eyelids partially or fully closed, whichever you feel most supported by, as you just turn inwards and really utilize this moment in time to create this deeper connection with your inner self and your physical body. If you're sitting here with your torso raised, you can bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly, even further deepen your connection to your physical body. I know it can start feeling a bit intense on the ankles, so if you do need to come out of it by pressing your palms towards the earth, you're welcome to, but we're just going to take 3 rounds of breath here. So take a soft inhale through your nose, letting the air from the external space around in the earth to enter into your inner space, filling up your belly. Then letting that air fill up your ribs, your lungs. On an exhale, let the air gently leave, starting all the way from the belly and the air pushing up and out through your nose. Deep breath in as you expand first through your belly, then your ribs, then your chest, noticing if your ears start to clench up or your shoulders start to clench up towards your ears, then just make sure that they stay nice and soft. And then exhale to release. One more here. Inhale. And nice gentle exhale. And you can start to open your eyes, coming back into this physical space, and then start to bring your palms down towards the earth if they're not already there. Now we'll find a counter stretch for our toes and our ankles, so you can untuck your toes, and then first variation would be to just pat out the tops of your feet on the earth beneath you. Another option is to bring your hips towards your heels and then just gently lift one knee at a time or both knees at a time, depending on where you're at in your practice, as you find a deeper stretch in the muscles of the feet. Notice what is calling for you to bring your awareness to in your body. And then you can hang out with that movement, come forward into a tabletop position, and just really take a moment here to root down into the earth beneath you. So really notice your connection of the bottoms of your hands, the tops of your feet on the earth. What does that connection feel like in your body? Take a moment here. I invite you to take a moment to find a bit of gratitude for the support of the earth. On an inhale, let's drop our bellies, take our hearts forwards as we come into cow. Option to lift your chin just slightly and really get this length in your front line of your body. On an exhale, start to sink your hips back towards your heels and then walk your hands forwards as you come into a child's pose. Your heart space can reach down towards the earth and then let your head just relax. On an inhale, go ahead and lift your torso up. We're rounding through the back, pressing firmly into the palms, coming into a cat. Exhale, let's tuck our toes, lift the knees and the hips, find your way into downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can lift and lower one heel at a time here. Taking a few breaths in your down dog, and then we'll move through that same little flow just a few times. All right, here we go at a little bit of a faster pace. So exhale, knees lower, heart opens, coming into cow. Exhale, child's pose. Reach your palms forwards and your forehead towards the earth. Inhale, lift up, round your back, come into your cat. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here before we move into our next flow. So as we find this movement, I encourage you to tune into what it feels like in your physical body. Worry less about the shapes and just focus more on the feeling. On an exhale, knees drop, heart opens, cow. Exhale, hips sink, heart reaches towards the earth, child's pose. Inhale, cat. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. What else is arising here in your physical space? All right, last round. On an inhale, drop your knees, open your heart. Exhale, sink it back into child's pose, balasana. Inhale, lift up, cat. Deeply round through your back. Get that feeling within your upper back. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. All right, from here, deeply bend your knees and then take a look forwards as if you're preparing to hop forwards. Now your option is to either take that hop forwards, take that leap, or you can walk 1 foot up at a time until you find your way into your forward fold. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath, so if you want to find a deeper stretch in your back, you can bring hand to opposite elbow, or you can either bring your hands to wrap around the backs of your legs so that you can pull your chest closer in towards your thighs and get that deep stretch through your back. And just ensuring that you're not stretching so far or forcing or pushing into a space that doesn't feel good for your body. Just relax into it, wherever you are. And see if you can let go of any excess tension in your legs. And then you can relax your hands towards the earth. On an inhale, start to slide your hands starting from your toes. So actually touch your hands into your legs. And then trace this movement all the way up your legs. So really getting this connection to the physical body. Let your palms wrap over your belly, lifting up over your chest, your shoulders, taking it up over your head, over your face if you'd like, or your throat. And then let your fingertips reach all the way up towards the sky. Take a look up towards your hands. Make sure your palms are faced towards one another in this Urdhva Hastasana. On an exhale, go ahead and fold it all the way forwards. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, hands come to shins or to your thighs. Just make sure your elbows are still reaching towards one another, towards the midline of your back. So really open in the chest area. Exhale, fold it forward, let your palms reach towards the earth, and then slide your right foot all the way back. So we're coming into a low lunge. Reach your right knee down towards the earth, and then once you feel grounded here in this lunge on an inhale, you can lift your torso up. As your torso lifts, your fingertips can reach towards the sky, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, palms will meet at the center of your heart. Let your thumbs rest on your sternum. And then just take a few pulses here with your front leg, forwards and back, finding a gentle opening in your hips. Let your breath begin to unite you even deeper with your body. And then start to slow down your movement. Find a good spot you want to hang out in for about 2 more breaths in stillness. On an inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky once more. Exhale, reach them all the way down towards the earth. Lift your back knee, so your right knee is now lifted in towards the sky, and then start to rotate your body over towards the right. So you're coming into a wide-legged forward fold at this point. Start to bend into your right knee and sink your hips over towards the right. So we're coming into a Skandasana. So here your hips can be really high or really low towards the earth. You can just take a moment here to play with that. Your other variation is whether your right heel wants to be lifted off of the earth or lowered onto it. So because everybody's body is different, it might feel better for you in one variation or the other. So this is your opportunity to just explore. Maybe you even want to find a bit of movement between those spaces. This is your moment to really tune in to your body. What does it have to tell you? All right, on an inhale, go ahead and lift your hips all the way back to center, coming into your forward fold. And then we'll take it to the other side. So Skandasana to the left. Bend through your left knee. Notice the different sides of your body even, and if this side wants to do something a little different. If so, that's okay. Just let yourself move to where your body is guiding you to move. Again, notice where your breath is. So continuing to draw that conscious awareness of breath into presence. And we'll take it all the way back to center. So hands walk back to center, come into your forward fold. Start to reach your hands behind your back. So if your hands clasped together, you can bring them there, or you can bring one hand to your opposite wrist. And we'll just find a bit of a shoulder opening. So you can start to lift your fists up towards the sky until they come forward as as far as feels accessible for your body. So just getting a nice little shoulder stretch here. On an exhale, go ahead and lower your hands all the way towards the earth. Bring your heels slightly in, toes slightly out, and then palms will meet at heart center. On an inhale, use the strength of your core. So engage your core as you lift your torso up. And then we're coming into goddess squat. So as soon as you lift your torso up, you can root your hips down closer towards the earth. So trying to get about a 90-degree angle with your legs, but if you're a little bit more lifted, that's totally okay. Just find a few pulses up and down, making sure the weight is in your heels. So you could even lift your toes off of the earth. That's how much weight you're bringing into your heels. 2 more breaths. Find that inner strength. Your body's got it there for you to play with. And then on an inhale, go ahead and lift up through your torso. Rotate your toes towards the top of your mat. We'll meet our way into a warrior 2. So left toe is face forward. Right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. And then your arms will become parallel towards the earth. Take a look over your left fingertips. On an exhale, go ahead and rotate your hands down to your left foot. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Forward fold. On an inhale, go ahead and rise again, letting your palms graze over your whole body. Maybe touching this time on your low back. Rolling over your hands and your shoulders until they finally lift all the way up towards the sky. On an exhale, bring your hands down towards your heart. Soften your eyelids and just take a moment here to find a bit of groundedness in your body. So rock forward onto your toes, back onto your heels. Take it to the left and to the right. And then just start to slow down your movement and find some stillness. So a lot of times out of protection, we can find ourselves disconnected from our physical bodies, which means that as we use our yoga practice to reconnect with that space, then it can end up bringing us to spaces that can feel challenging or difficult, but are ultimately there for us to move through and to grow into. So just know that if anything does end up coming up for you in your yoga practice, it is meant to be. And if you ever need to take a little sit into a child's pose or anything else, please feel free to move your body there and then just find those moments of softness. You can start to slowly open your eyes, lift your fingertips back up towards the sky. Exhale, fold it all the way forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift it up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, palms plant this time. Your left foot will travel back. And then as it does so, you can bring your left knee down towards the earth. On an inhale, lift your torso high, arms reach towards the sky, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands will kiss together and meet at your heart. And then again, same thing on this side, just take these motions forwards and back. Really noticing the intricacy of these little subtle movements on the body. So let the strength that we're building in the lower body ground us deeper into these physical structures. And then you can slow down your movement here. And find some stillness, and we'll hang out here for 2 breaths. On an inhale, lift your arms all the way over your head, trying to get your biceps to wrap around your ears. Exhale, hands frame your front foot, lift your back knee, and then same thing on this side. We're going to rotate towards the back of the mat into this forward fold. Yep, so once you arrive in your forward fold, we'll take the same thing, so the Skandasana, this time to the left first. So bend into the left knee, hips drop. Now you have an option as a variation to reach your left hand to place on the earth beneath you, and then reach your right fingertips towards the sky in a big open twist. Third variation would be to reach your right hand to wrap around your low back, coming into a half bind. If you're in that half bind, on an inhale, you can reach your fingertips up towards the sky. If your fingers are up towards the sky, go ahead and reach them down towards the earth, and we'll all meet in our Skandasana. On an inhale, go ahead and lift up towards center. Exhale, take it over towards the right side. Reach your right hand down towards the earth, left fingertips lengthen up towards the sky. Take a look up towards your palm. Option here is another variation, again, to reach your left hand behind you, coming into a half bind. If you're in that half bind, inhale, take your fingertips towards the ceiling. And then exhale, left hand will come down to meet the right. Shimmy your way back to center, and then find your way into a forward fold. Rotate your heels inward, toes outward. Again, palms will meet at your heart. Bend through your knees, start to lift your torso up, and immediately come into your goddess squat. So if you need to, sometimes I find it helps to have to press the knees out wider by bringing the heels a little bit more in, the toes a little bit further out. So you're basically creating a deeper angle with your feet. And then you can start to sway to each side. Option if you want to find any more creative movement. This is your practice, your body, so make it yours. And then you can start to slow down that movement, finding your way at center. On an inhale, lift all the way up. Rotate into your warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2 with your right foot forward. Palms and your forearms parallel to the earth, and then bring a look forwards. On your next exhale, hands scoop around to frame your front foot, finding your way into your low lunge. And then you can step your left foot forward to meet your right, forward fold. On an inhale, start to rise all the way up. Arms lift nice and high. Exhale, hands come down towards your heart. And we'll make our way into a tree pose. So you can root down into your right foot. Lift your left foot here and kickstand it on your right ankle and just let it hang out there while you get your balance here to start. And then you're welcome to stay here, or you can find one of these variations. First would be lifting it to your calf. Second variation would be lifting it to your quad, or to the inside of your quad. If you're in either of these positions, just make sure your foot and your leg are pressing in towards one another. So if they're just giving each other a nice big hug. So you'll feel the difference there versus whether you're just letting them hang out loose. As you do so, your palms can either stay at your heart, or I recommend bringing your left hand to the inside of your left leg and then reaching your right arm up towards the sky, so you're getting a nice big opening in your wingspan. full body engagement here. See where you can tune into your body and just find a little refinement for yourself. You've got 2 more breaths. Where can you relax? Where can you strengthen? And then exhale, hands can come to your heart. You can gently lower your left foot towards the earth, and then we'll take it to the other side. So the left foot plants, right foot can hang out on the side, really reaching your right knee open. So right knee isn't forward, it's open to the side. And then you can have a variation of your choice, either your foot coming to your calf, to the inside of your quadricep. And then last little variation choice, right hand to the inside of your thigh, and then left fingertips reaching out to the corner of the room if you were in a room. If you're on this last variation here, you can press your right hand into your thigh so it kind of opens your hip just a little bit more and you get that even deeper hip opening. So again, tune into the wisdom of your body. Deep breaths, don't forget those. You've got this, 1 more breath. And exhale, hands can come back to heart. You can reach your right foot all the way towards the earth. If you weren't already facing the top of your mat, you can find your way there into a nice rooted Tadasana with your fingertips reaching towards the earth, your palms face forward, and your glutes really engaged. Inhale, arms reach towards the sky, and then exhale, fold it all the way forwards, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, let one foot step back and then the other into your high plank. Keep reaching out through your back heels. And then on an inhale, inch it forwards onto your tippy toes. Exhale, pull your heart space and your torso all the way down. You're coming onto your belly. Untuck your toes, and then based on what feels better in your body, you can come to cobra, finding a gentle back bend. Or you can press all the way into your palms, straighten out through your elbows, and then scoot your hips a little bit forward so you're coming into your upward facing dog. If you're in your up dog, keep pressing your heart space towards or between your biceps. So rather than being all the way back here, we're pressing it forwards. Wherever you're at, on an exhale, we'll meet in a downward facing dog. Go ahead and bring your knees towards the earth and just come into a seated position. You can reach your legs out long in front of you. Your toes will flex up towards the sky. On an inhale, reach your arms over your head, framing your ears with your biceps. On an exhale, bring your hands behind you so your fingertips are reaching towards your toes, your palms are pressed in towards the mat. Bend through your knees, heels will come about below your knees and we'll find our way into a reverse tabletop. So rooting into the bottoms of the feet and the hands. On an inhale, lift your hips towards the sky. And you can hang out here, or you can start to drop your head back so you begin to open your throat. I've got rain here, so let's see if I can get any rain to meet my tongue. I think I got a drop. And then on an exhale, we'll go ahead and lower hips all the way down towards the earth. If your head was dropped back, just make sure to gently pull it back in towards your chest. Bring the soles of your feet together, your heels in close towards your body. On an inhale, reach up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge your hips forward, let your shoulders relax, coming into your butterfly or Baddha Konasana. Maybe while you're down here, if you want to give your feet a little foot massage, then you can play with that. And just rubbing your fingers over your feet, your ankles. And notice what that brings up for you. Does it feel discomforting in your body? Does it feel welcoming? I know for me, when I first started getting into yoga, the thought of massaging my feet was just such a strange idea. But now that I've been in this space for a while, it just feels really nourishing and really good. So wherever you are, I totally understand. On an inhale, go ahead and lift your torso up, let your knees come in towards center, and then just plant your feet firmly on the earth. Let's bring them a little bit wider than hip width distance. And then start to drop your knees over towards the left. And then take them over towards the right. Taking a few motions here, back and forth, at your own pace, your own discretion. And then once you've evened out your side, just come all the way back to center, and then we'll take it all the way down towards the earth. So resting fully flat on your back. See how slow you can go. So really taking it down one vertebrae at a time. See how much you can feel in your physical body as you connect your back to the earth. Start to reach your knees in towards your chest, and then just take a few little circles here. Moving round and round, massaging out your low back and your hips. And then just reverse that direction of your circles. Keep your left knee in towards your chest, let your right leg reach out long, and then drop your left knee over your body. You're coming into this supine twist. Option to reach your left arm wide, and then take your eyes to look over towards your left palm. Let your breaths nurture your body. Let it be a homecoming. On an inhale, come all the way back towards center, and then we'll take it over to the other side. So right knee in towards your chest, left leg out long, and then you can drop your right leg over your body. Again, reaching out through your right arm if you'd like to take it to get that extra stretch of your wingspan. And try to keep both of your shoulders flat on the earth. So if you find your right shoulder is lifting up, you can just roll onto your back. And even if your right knee is lifted in the sky, that's okay. On an inhale, go ahead and take it all the way back to center. Knees come in towards your chest once more. Now, if there's anything else you'd like to do in this space before you move into your Shavasana, I fully invite you there. So some options, you can take your feet towards the sky and legs up the wall. You can come into a little butterfly shape with your hips. If there's any other twists or movements or fun stuff you'd like to take for yourself, you are totally welcome to at this time. Again, anytime you have those spaces to explore, I really encourage you to just tune in. It can feel a bit uncomfortable at first when you're not really sure of that space, but I encourage you to at least give it a try. And then whenever you're ready, you can come into your Shavasana by reaching your legs out long, letting your arms open towards the sky, or like we did in the earlier part of practice, you can bring one hand to heart and one hand on your belly and let them rest there. just allow yourself to be fully supported by the earth beneath you here. Let your body support you. Allow yourself to just notice the different feelings that are arising within your physical body. You can start to find any movement that you'd like in your hands or your feet, but of course you're welcome to hang out in your shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're ready to get moving, reach your arms all the way over your head, big stretch. And then you can either just rock forward from here into a seat, or you can choose a side to roll onto and come into your fetal position. On an inhale, if you're in that fetal position, just gently lift yourself all the way up and find yourself into a cross-legged seat. Relax through your eyes. Let your palms meet your body as you take a few more rounds of breaths to find even more softness. As we begin to heal the disconnection and separation of the current moment, then we begin to open ourselves to deeper unity and truth within us. Those that know that we are all inherently connected and we are all one. So may this practice be a healing one for you, a deeply connecting, rooting, and grounding one for you. I invite your palms to meet at your heart. May you have a beautiful rest of your day ahead. Much gratitude to you, to the earth, and to our Rise Up Yoga community.